Alright, earlier the rabbi described Thomas as being a little computer game obsessed. For me, it's not necessarily games, but it's computer based, and yes, I do procrastinate. So I have my speech typed on my phone, so you'll have to excuse me. But for what it's worth, I don't have much of a signal here, but I have enough of a signal to know that Thomas has not yet checked into Facebook to update his status. And I think that should be seen as a positive. Alright, so I'd like to take this opportunity to say a few words. I thank you all for listening, but let's be honest, Thomas is the one who picked me for best man, so he's the only one I really need to thank. Which is kind of funny. For years, I've been signing cards to our parents as the good son. So I feel like I've kind of gotten a promotion from the good son to the best man. That's a nice promotion to get. Most of you are here because you know Thomas, my little brother, even if he is taller than I am, or Danny, his new bride. Danny, you may have heard earlier, is the daughter of my godfather, which in some sense makes her my god sister, but we checked and this is legal in the state of Pennsylvania. Look at how beautiful the bride is today. Look at how handsome my brother, the groom, is, and that's the first time he's ever heard me say that. Maybe the last. If you keep him long enough, I won't need to say this again. It's tempting to call this a storybook romance, but storybooks don't generally have sequels. And here's one of the secrets about this romance, is that this is not the first time that Thomas has been engaged. And it may sound controversial at first, but it's not the first time Danny's been engaged either. This is actually their second engagement to each other. That's how much they love each other. They decided to do this twice. The engagement part, anyway. Fortunately, not the wedding, because this is a lot big to do. Speaking of love, today was Thomas and Danny's public expression of their love, and love is not always public. And the rabbi talked about this. My sister Marion kept the secret from each of them for years that they each liked each other. And Danny, that's something you need to know about my family. We're obnoxious, and we'll get in your face, and we'll tell you every little thing, unless it's actually useful. Thomas was born when I was already 7 years old, so we weren't necessarily the closest of brothers. However, we did learn to rely on each other in our own ways. I'm going to give you an example from back in 2006. I was living in Washington, D.C., and Thomas decided to come down and visit. Not me. He was just coming down to visit Washington, D.C. He was going to a manga convention. But, being thoughtful, he did end up calling me because he wanted to see me. But what you need to know is that at that point, he was already stranded out in a Maryland suburb where a taxi cab had dropped him, out of money, and looking for a ride back to his hotel. But don't let that fool you. I mean, the fact is, he did reach out. And we did get to hang out that night as I drove him back to his hotel. I think he may have just been channeling back to his prom, his high school prom. Sounds like someone already knows this story. For his high school prom, he convinced me to adopt a new name, adopt a fake accent, take my car in and get it polished. Not just take it to the car wash, but actually get it polished. And I drove him and his friends to the prom and their post-prom excursions. Don't worry, Danny, I won't tell you what happened in the back seat. Because there was really nothing, But in any case, I have a lot of other stories about my little brother. But my wife told me that I should not make this into a roast, or what she likes to call the Harvey family bicker. So, no. Settle down. Okay? I won't. But speaking of learning lessons from the wife, my little brother, he came down to D.C. for a manga convention. He loves comics. He loves superheroes. And when it came to planning this wedding, he laid down the law. He insisted it is going to be superhero themed. You guys look around and look at your Santa Claus, your napkins. Do you see any superhero themes? Instead, the superhero theme was driven underground. Each of the groomsmen is wearing a superhero undershirt, and we have brand new superhero cufflinks. And that just goes to show that my little brother has already learned the first lesson of not just getting married, but staying married. So with that, my toast. It's an Irish expression, Sláinte agus Síl Agad, which is health and long life to you.
Health and long life.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now I'd like to put on the